In today's video, we're going to be talking about triangle congruences. Now, before we get into what I have on the board, I just kind of want to talk about what is congruent, or what does congruent mean? If two triangles are congruent, that means all of the sides and angles are equal. So before I even get into the rules, you can see that these little lines here, they denote that they are the same length. Same thing for the angles here, right? So 3 lines here, 3 lines here, 2 lines here, 2 lines here, so on and so forth. Now let's talk about the different rules. First starting with the side, side, side rule. If all three angles, if all three sides of one triangle are congruent to all three sides of another triangle, then the triangles are congruent. So this right here is the same length, right? We'll give this, let's say this is like 2. That means this is 2. That's what the lines mean. Here, this is going to be 4, which means here is also 4. And then here is 3, so we'll put 3, and then this is also 3. Next we have is side angle side. If two sides and an included angle of one triangle is congruent to the corresponding parts of another triangle, then once again the triangles are congruent. So we have the same side right here, and then we have the angle, right? This is the same angle. Let's say this is like, we'll rough estimate to be like 105 degrees. And then another same side right here. Now notice, in order for this to be side angle side, it needs to read, as the name implies, side angle side. And you will see why that's important later. Third rule we have is angle side angle. And so, as you may guess, if two angles and the included side of a triangle is congruent to another triangle, then both triangles are congruent. So angle, we'll say this is, eyeball it like 33. I don't know, I'm just throwing random numbers out there. But the point is that these are the same angle. We have the same side, and then we have another same angle. We'll put this as, we'll say that's like 57. And when you read it, it'll read angle, side, angle. Last but not least, we have angle, angle, side. If two angles and a non-included side of one triangle are congruent to the corresponding parts of another triangle, then the triangles are congruent. So we have angle, we have another angle, and then we have the side right here. So we'll say that's about, we'll say this is about 30. We'll say this is about like 27, 30, 27. Like I said, I'm not entirely sure what the actual degree is. We're just putting random numbers here. Now, you're probably wondering, well, why are we why can't we just take this side, or why does this a or angle side even work? Angle side works because when two angles are known, the third angle is automatically determined, right? So in a triangle, the angles need to add up to 180 degrees, right? So if you know that this is 30 and this is 27, right? We take 180, subtract that by 57. When you add these two, this would give us an angle of 123. When two angles are given, the third one is already determined, and then you can create the triangle from there. Now, let's talk about one rule that you may not see on here, and it is going to be the side angle. Side angle. And you might see this and be like, well, if I know the side of one triangle, the side of another triangle, and then the angle of that, we'll say this is 30, then it seems like I can already form a triangle here. Excuse me. But that's not necessarily the case, and let me tell you why. We have two unknown angles. So this angle can be whatever it could be. It could be 120 to where it is all the way out and about like this, right? And still have that, let's say this is 6 and this is 11. It'll still have that length where we have to close it like this, right? But let's say, we'll say this is 120, and then we will say this is, so what is that, 120, 30, that's 150. We'll say this is 30, right? And then we have another triangle where this angle is shorter than that. 11, 6, this is 30. This one will also be, we'll say this is like 40 or something, whatever. 70, and then this would be 110. So you see, even though I have this side, and angle, side, angle, these triangles are not congruent.